Everybody has a podcast.
Hey now, welcome in for another Monday night edition of Everybody Has a Podcast. I am your host, Grant Mills. 9:33 in the place to be.
Jay Wiggy, take out the trash!
9:33, the place to be. Holla at your boy, Grant Mills and Jay Wiggy. On a Monday, Grant Mills, good weekend. Kind of a nice weather turn, I guess, except if you're in Florida getting smashed by a hurricane. Hopefully everybody's all right down there. I don't think, what, is it a tropical depression or a hurricane?
I don't know.
Still, yeah. I don't know either, Grant Mills, but I do know it's Monday. It's going to be a good week. I'm pretty pumped tonight. I'm excited about the show. I know you've got a lot to talk about. I've got a lot to talk about. Did you have a good weekend? How was your weekend? Because the weekend prior, we got to hang out. This weekend, I want to know what you did, what you were up to.
I didn't do too much. Went out to a local pub a little bit, hung out with some folks I know for a little while, and it's not pretty just low key. We never do too much.
You had some pretty good dinner, though, right? I think we saw a picture of some fancy stuff from one of your favorite spots.
Oh yeah, I did go to Chez Fond and a little steak freak with the chicken liver mousse and berries with cream at the end there. A little bit of Elijah Craig and a Kronenberg beer. Not too bad, not too bad. It's been a while since I've been out of that place, and figured I should go and patronize one of the local haunts, if you will. How was your weekend, my friend?
It was good. It's busy, believe it or not. This has been a talk among the rest of the parents. Tomorrow and Wednesday are back to school for my two children. Man, can you believe that the first week of August is back to school these days? How stupid is that?
When did they get out?
They get out about mid-May. I still feel like, it, personal opinion, you should have June, July, and August out for full summer break. Right? I mean, I feel like in school, we got out last week of May, early June, maybe, but you know how those last 2 weeks are. They're just bullshit weeks. Nobody's really doing anything, right? So, yeah, they were out probably mid-May, maybe towards June, but man, they eke it back up every year. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's too hot to be taxiing kids to school and shit right now.
Okay, so they don't hit the cheese wagon.
The oldest one, she does in the morning. She may start riding in the morning. We're talking about that, but she's back and forth between the home. So, but usually she'll ride it in the afternoon. The youngest, no, she's drop off pickup, and when she's in school next year, her school's not even a quarter mile away, so we can just walk her down there. So yeah, man, that's a great question, by the way. Good looking question to start it off. Were you a veteran of the cheese wagon all through your school days?
No,
You weren't. You did not. You didn't ride the bus.
no. If I had kids, though, I'd make their ass ride the bus. I'd be like, get your ass on the bus. Fuck that bullshit. I ain't taking your
Man,
ass nowhere. Fuck that.
I respect that. I was a morning and a afternoon cheese wagon rider, but that's where M. Wiggy and Jarvis Beavers and I all had some of our greatest conversations. That's how you learned about life. Jarvis misdirected us several times in the absolute wrong way with some of his life advice that we later learned out was not true. But yeah, it was. I can remember the bus arrived at 7:05 in the morning. We had a school first bell rang at 7:55, so 50. You gotta be. It's kind of bullshit. Then it got home right before 4 o'clock. So, dude, that's a long day for a kid.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, and then, if you have adversaries on the bus and shit, you got to deal with that. But I feel like that's a good proving ground. Not enough bullies these days. Everybody's so, that Generation Alpha is going to be fucked, man. They're fucked.
They're fine, man. That's a great term for it. It was a proving ground because all the bad kids and the older squad sat in the very back, and kind of the middle schoolers in the middle, and then the really young kids were up front. They were untouchable. You were a pussy if you messed with young kids that were elementary school. Even really if you kind of crossed paths with the middle schoolers, but then you had some of those badass middle schoolers who were kind of trying to fuck with the bad kids in the back. And so, man, you kind of looked up to those guys, and you kind of wanted to stay away from them too. So, good proving grounds. They do not really ride the bus. I don't think it's like it was back then, or maybe I'm looking at it through the eyes of an adult, like, oh, that's not a big deal. They're just a little asshole. But yeah, man, school is back to school already. It's gonna be neat to see how they develop throughout the year. 6th grade and 4K. 4K, I mean, that's daycare, but 6th grade, man, that was a transition year, anyways. We're kind of becoming a little older and shit.
6th grade. That ought to be a fun adventure for the young lady. So, are you happy they're back in school? I know y'all have a bit of a different situation, but is that a relief to parents?
I think so. You're more on a structured schedule. You don't have kids looking to you for entertainment during the summer all day, especially being at home. And if they're at the house and they sit there and they're, oh, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. I don't know how, I was that same kid, but these days, how the fuck can you be bored, man? With the smart TVs and the tablets and the computers, you got the Xbox, got a neighborhood you can ride a bike in if you want to kick it old school. You're not having to wait for something on TV like we were. You can watch really anything you want. Man, kids still find a way to be fucking bored. So I'm excited for them to be out of my hair, more of a structured schedule. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. So, long week. Well, not really a long weekend, but it was a good weekend, I guess. And, man, it's still so fucking hot outside. I hope that we get some relief from that here soon. That would be good. Hope we get fall this year. Kind of scared and not sure.
Yeah, usually seems to just go from hot ass summer to cold ass winter. There's rarely that nice 2 months, 10 weeks of pure fall. We have a couple of good days of it, but it's usually just not. You'll get that last October heat blast. It's like, God damn, it's the first week of October and it's 90.
Oh man, that shit's brutal.
Yeah,
It's just a drag on and on and on, man. I'm so tired of the hotness and butt sweat. It's fucking sucks, man. I'm glad I don't work outside. That would be brutal.
Yeah.
Just fucking brutal.
The boys are getting after it. We actually had a good conversation this weekend, me and the better half. I think you and I have talked about this before too, but outside of the deep south, or where would you live if you could today pack up your shit, not have to worry about really anything, but, within reason? I mean, where would you, realistically move to?
Man, I have no idea. I don't know. Prague? I don't know, man. Somewhere probably out of the motherfucking country, though, man. The U.S., I mean, still the greatest place to live, but so much weird shit going on right now, man. So much weird shit going on, and there's definitely worse places to live, but there's also better ones too. So I don't know, man. I'm really not sure. Where did y'all think?
That's a really good question, though, because you actually went out of the country. I'll give you my quick hitters. If it's in country, in U.S., I would probably go to Florida first, which doesn't really help the humidity situation or the weather because it's shitty down there. But I do like being closer to the ocean. There's a lot more to do. And, there's a bunch of cool cities in Florida. It's a crazy state, but that probably makes the most sense. Other than that, probably somewhere in the Southwest or Colorado, I could totally see Arizona, Colorado, Utah. One of those states, man. That dry heat, I can tolerate that a lot better than the humidity. If it's outside of the country, always liked Iceland, although it might be too cold. But one place I would love to visit and see, Australia. I think that'd be badass.
Oh, yeah. A lot of big ass bugs over there, though.
Yeah. And animals that want to kill you. Big ass sharks, big ass Nile, or not Nile crocodiles, that's fucking Africa. Saltwater crocodiles, bugs. So yeah, and then the kangaroos box you. So maybe outside of that, it seems like a pretty badass place to live.
Yeah, that would be definitely interesting and a different experience. You've been playing any NCAA 25?
I have been. How about yourself?
Man, actually, no.
Oh,
I just haven't been playing it, man. I need to get back into it. I've just kind of not been playing it at all. I went on fucking NFL 2K1, man. What's wrong with me? I don't know, man. I just fucking started playing that for some reason.
yeah. We need to get a deep dive in. We need to maybe set a goal after this call to do a good review on NCAA 25, maybe 2 or 3 weeks to give us, maybe right before football season kicks off, to get that deep dive. Because, there's other modes I haven't explored yet. I've been playing in Dynasty. I haven't done a full season. I've done one full season. I take that back. But I haven't done, I want to get my own recruits in there, kind of go through the whole recruiting cycle, build my coach up a little bit before I pass judgment. Played some Road to Glory. I like that mode. It's pretty fun. The Ultimate Team, people talk about a lot online, that it's actually really cool, where you actually get stars from the past, really big NCAA all-stars that were really good. Saw somebody say they got a Mike Vick card one day. I don't know if they created Mike Vick, but they said they got a Michael Vick card. I guess you open packets and you can put them on your roster like some badass players from days of the past. So that looks cool. I have not explored that yet, but there's something about it, man. I really thought I'd be playing this game religiously. And maybe it's just because football season hasn't started and I haven't gotten into that mode yet. Or maybe it was a little more underwhelming than I thought. I'm trying to figure it out. But there's supposed to be a couple of big updates coming in the next couple of weeks, which I think is going to help some of the obvious glitches that lie within the game.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up. Hopefully it'll be pretty good. I wonder where Whis Creever's at.
Oh.
Real trap shit.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
What's
What
up,
up?
Whis?
I'm just chilling. How was y'all's weekend? Shit.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, pretty straight.
Yeah, low key. What about you?
It was pretty good, pretty good. I didn't do too much either, y'all. Just stayed at home and fucking play with the dudes and went to the beach and stuff. It was pretty good, yeah.
Okay, sounds pretty not bad. I like it. I like it, man. I wish, man, sometimes I wish I was, lived at the beach there. You
Me
know,
too.
that'd be I don't know, man, something to do instead of, not going to the beach.
I think that opens up a lot of possibilities, right? It's something about sitting at the beach, even at night, with a cold beer, looking out into the water. It just seems like you can explore it and hang out, even if you're just going to sit on the sand and drink beer and look at it, thinking about it. It just seems unexplored, uncharted, adventurous. It's almost like it's just sitting there chilling is an adventure in itself, rather than sitting on like the back patio and looking at the a couple of trees in your neighbor's house. You know what I'm saying? It's the appeal and the vibe.
Baby and I find it very relaxing, yeah.
I bet you do. You have your own chairs out there, or do you rent them?
Oh, I definitely bring, our own stuff. I mean, I'm not much of a pussy and shit.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I'm thrifty, y'all.
Oh, that's what's up. I did have sex with a girl this weekend.
Oh, was it at the beach?
No,
Ah.
no, man. But she was so ugly. She went into a haunted house and came out with a job application. Hit the wrong button. Oh,
You gotta start doing better for yourself, motherfucker.
That gave me a chuckle. I like it.
all right. I see Mr. Enigma stopped by for a minute, but then he left. I guess.
Yeah, he didn't like that shit.
I didn't. Sometimes, man, we're talking stuff. I don't want to interrupt, but if he comes back in, we'll get him back on because he's a good contributor. I like Mr. Enigma. Shout out to Mr. Enigma. So hope you come back there, bud. We'll get you on if you want. Anyway, so man, you know what? Let's do this. Haven't done this in a while.
Hey, y'all. It's your boy, Whis Creever up on here. And I'm just gonna talk to y'all for a minute. My boy Grant, well, he's got a gripe. Sometimes he talks shit. Sometimes it's pretty dumb. But then, sometimes it's not. So, just fucking hang out and see what he's got to say, y'all. Don't be dumb. Ask your mom, tell me what I'm here to say. Listen, Grant means he doesn't take pills. He's just chilling. He smokes and works some time. And he does a line or two. If he has some hookers around and screaming in the mud, y'all. And I just want you to know that he's talking shit. His name is Grant Mills. And you know the deal, y'all.
Yeah. So, Jay Wiggy, you've been watching the Olympics lately.
Sorry, I had it on mute for a second. I was letting the Grant gripes come through. I love that beat. Have I watched the Olympics? Actually, yes. I've watched a couple of them. How about yourself?
I've seen a little bit. I'm just wondering, has the world gone fucking crazy, or what's going on?
You are right, my friend. The world has gone crazy. It's more of a shit show, a political agenda, one world order, new world order, all that bullshit that they're promoting, and then they sprinkle in some athletic competition.
Yeah, well, my main deal is this boxer that beat the shit out of a woman, and I guess what the fucking deal is this boxer is an intersex person, but is actually is a man with a vagina or some shit. I don't know, intersex. They have a fucking they're a fucking dude pretty much, okay, or hermaphrodite maybe kind of thing going on. Anyway, look, man, here's the deal. It's a fucking dude pretty much, and what the fuck is this, man? Like, really? That is so fucking dumb, man. Well, I mean, this all good sense has gone out of the fucking window. How fucking stupid are these people? I don't get this shit. You can obviously tell. I mean, that's gonna be fucking. This motherfucker's got a Y chromosome, dude. Like, what? What are you fucking stupid? I don't get it, man. Like, this is, and like, I'm like almost speechless, man. Like, and this passes in the Olympics now. Hey, y'all gotta stop going to the fucking Olympics, man. This is fucking stupid. And I think there was another fucking one of these matches, if I'm not wrong, in the Olympics too. Same shit. I mean, she tapped out after like 40 seconds. She took 2 hits, man. She can't take it. I mean, come on, Dan. It's not fair. You're basically a man against a woman, dude. I mean, who in the fuck finds this entertaining? Like, what? How is this equality? How do people have this fucked up notion in the world nowadays that, like, you follow this ideology and it's actually way fucking more sexist and fucking, yeah, like, you're robbing an actual woman who could have been in competition and medaled, or been in competition for medals. You got a fucking dude in there. He can't beat men, so he's in there beating up, women and shit. What a fucking joke. Pussy ass shit. I don't give a fuck what you call him, intersex or whatever. You got a Y chromosome. Stupid fucks. Y'all are real stupid right now. The goddamn whole world. I don't understand this stupid shit. And it keeps fucking getting worse. What the fuck, man? When are we gonna stand up and, like, fucking stand up for common sense here? This is just fucking retarded bullshit. You know what I mean? It's fucking stupid. I'm not even watching the Olympics, dude. I haven't seen none of it, except I turned on, like, they have the fucking, like, multi-channel fucking thing going on with my streaming shit, and I looked at, I don't know, maybe a cumulative goddamn time of 2 minutes, maybe. Nothing, man. I don't give a fuck about the Olympics. It's fucking stupid pussy shit. Stupid pussy shit. Fuck the Olympics, man. Fuck the Olympics. It's stupid. Who cares? Who fucking cares? You get some kind of fucking medal, big deal. What are you gonna do with that shit? You gonna eat it? Huh? You gonna feed your family with those fucking medals, you stupid fuckers? Huh? Is that what you're gonna do? Because I don't see anything. I don't mean shit. I got a gold in fucking curling or fucking water polo or some bullshit. Who the fuck cares, dude? Unless you're Michael Phelps or a swimmer where, like, they actually fucking can get endorsements and it maybe matters a little bit. Man, come on, man. It's a fucking sham. It's a crock of shit. It's for pussies. Fuck the Olympics, man. Fucking stupid, man. What do you think about this shit, Wiggy?
Kind of up there with you with it. Hey, there's not much competition anymore or national pride. That's what's gone. And I agree with you. Listen, if they had, I will empathize or sympathize with somebody that has a genetic disorder, whatever. She, he, they, whatever you want to call it, you can't help it. But, I mean, fair is fair, man. If you had a guy that was built like Goro from Mortal Kombat with 4 arms, and he can't help it, but do you think that would be fair to have him in a boxing match where he can use 4 and you can use 2? Should you have someone? That's where, you got to make common sense decisions. And I still think there's some red flags around that go unanswered. That, man, and the fact that there's so many bullshit. Like, okay, who's the best gymnast in the world, man? Oh, they did the gold in the double bars, but the floor routine, they got a bronze. Dude, can't you just have, like, one gold for the best gymnast? Do you have to have all this other? There's too much going on. Like we've talked about this before. I don't like too much going on. This is why I can't get into Game of Thrones because it's too much story. So I don't like RPGs too much because it's too much story. Same with the Olympics, man. It's like track and field. I think track and field's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. But instead of just having, they got the 60-yard dash and they got a mile run. Dude, they got like the 400, a 800, a relay, a long jump, a short jump, a high jump. Like, dude, this is way too much. It seems like if you just go to the Olympics at some point, you can find a medal to get. That being said, Grant Mills, if you had to go to the Olympics, what do you think you could compete in? If you could go back 20 years and they would pay you 5 years to get yourself prepared for an Olympic event, which one do you think you could do and medal in? And man, there's probably 5,000 different ones, and most of them are pretty stupid. So I think you can find one.
I don't know, man. Maybe like archery or
Yeah.
fucking I don't know, possibly something in track and field if I had enough time to train. That's probably about it, man. What about you?
If I had to go back, man, maybe something. I'd probably be okay at boxing. That's a tough one to really get into the upper echelon. But if I really had the training, that's a possibility.
Well, hell, maybe now they'll put you against a fucking woman. You can beat her ass.
Yeah, I'll put a wig on, man, and go against like 18-year-old women and just start throwing haymakers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, drives me crazy, man. Yeah, it's weird to see that. I respect the gymnast and anybody that puts a lot of effort and time into being the best version of themselves. But what happened to? I remember as a kid in elementary school. I think it was when the '96 Olympics rolled around. Maybe it was the '92 Olympics, because I would have been in elementary school at that age. And was it '92 where they had, or maybe around '94? Because did they start? You remember? I'm going way off the deep end, but it used to be every 4 years was the Olympics, both summer and winter. Then they changed it to where this 2 years it's summer, the next 2 years it's winter, the next 2 years it's back to summer again. So they started staggering the Olympics. I think maybe it was '94 Winter Olympics where everybody was talking about Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, and then Tanya Harding had somebody attack Nancy. Man, dude, that was the good old days. I mean, they were cutthroat about this shit. They weren't competing unfairly who they are physically. They just hired hitmen to hit you in the knee with a damn lead pipe.
Hell yeah, man. The 90s. That's some gangster shit.
It was straight up gangster. And everybody at elementary school was talking about this shit. And everybody was picking, hey, I like Tanya Harding. Hell no, I like Nancy Kerrigan. She's the All-American girl. Tanya Harding, a badass though. Dude, that was when the Olympics were some legit shit. Everybody was talking about them. Now, dude, it's political stunts, shit to get you mad, foofy bullshit. I don't like all that.
Yeah, it's definitely not what it used to be. Just a fucking shame, man. I'm boycotting that shit. Fuck the Olympics. I ain't watching that shit.
Hell
Fuck
no.
shit. Fuck them. Fuck them stupid ass bullshit. So, yeah, that's my fucking gripe, man. I think it's just ridiculous, man. So, it is what it is, man. It seems like the way of the world is fucking it's going down the tubes, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Think about moving to fucking Ghana, Africa, or some shit. You can get a pretty good ass house down there in Ghana.
Ghana.
Or also Japan, man. I was looking at Japan. I had some pretty good ass like shit out there for it's not a lot, but also I think Japan might be that might be a pretty steep learning curve for someone like me. It's like I already look kind of like Japanese, but the whole thing is the language, man. I don't know about that. But I think it's a better country. I think the women there are a lot better than Western women. Like it's very clean. Hell, you've been there. You could probably tell me. You know, I've never been there, but from what I see with media and stuff, and what I've looked at, you know, it's very clean down there.
I like Japan. I think what I know and what I saw when I was there, because I was there about a month. I didn't get as much time out in Tokyo as I would have liked, but I did spend a lot of time around Japanese people, Tokyoans, however they want to call themselves collectively. Everything you said is absolutely true. Everything you've heard is probably pretty true, man. They are very polite society, very clean society, very Japanese society. And when I say that, not everybody's traditional kimono wearing Japanese, but they respect their heritage and they look. I don't think down is not the term, but they don't want foreigners coming in and changing their way of life. They have a very good, low crime, very respectable country. And I saw that article I think you might be referencing today about how the houses are cheap there, but it's hard for a foreigner to get one. You would have a better chance, man, having, looking the part easier, than somebody like myself. I loved it over there, man. I mean, it was great. Everybody was really cool. Beautiful women. You don't see a lot of fat people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, really, you don't. And then the ones like people talk about sumo, like, oh, they're big and fat. Dude, those dudes are big, but they're not. They're fat for a purpose. They're
Right.
gain weight. They're like an offensive lineman, man. They're strong. They're nimble, and they have a role in traditional Japanese culture and society. So they're highly respected. It's not like some, slob at Walmart pedaling around on a little scooter. So I know.
Yeah, it's like a way of life with them, man. They eat this that shit called. Oh man, I was watching a fucking documentary.
Well, you watching the
on that shit,
Vice?
and
It's like that.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of them actually that they had did, and they showed like I was one with this like kind of hot girl that was like interviewing them, and then I think there was another one I was looking at. That it was like a guy, but they were basically going through their life, day to day life, kind of like training regimen and everything. Anyway, they eat this stew called chunko nabe. Called chunko nabe. And basically, it's this big stew. They eat a whole fuck ton of it. It's got rice and like you can do different meats in it and vegetables with this broth in there. And man, them fools get huge. I mean, they're some big fucking dudes, man, and it just seems like a hard fucking thing to get into. Sumo, man. Let's become sumo wrestlers.
Man, let's do it. Let's do it. We had some people when I was over there. I didn't get to go, but they actually went to the sumo matches. Man, the more you talk about it, the more I'd love to go back to Japan. That was a long ass flight. It'd be worth it, man. I think that should be a a trip in the future.
That sounds like a really cool trip, to be honest with you. I mean, I bet it's visually spectacular, man.
Overwhelming, almost. It really is.
And the way their buildings are down there, everything's vertical. So you'll go into like an office building, and like they'll have stores stacked on top of each other, or whatever it is, and like an office looking like building, which then it's not. We don't do that shit here. But I guess there's so many people there that it's a bit different with the space and how they lay all that out down there. Very interesting. And it seems like at night it gets crazy with all the nightlife and kind of like how it is out there with the lights and shit and all kinds of stuff. So it definitely seems like that would be a very cool trip to take, actually.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's you and I share a memory together, but I don't remember. You and I went to New York years ago. It was 2005. Took the Greyhound up there, like some true broke ass G's, which was cool as hell. Did you go to New York prior to that? Had you have been, or was that your first trip?
I've been when I was like 10.
Okay, so you knew it a little bit, but I still think maybe the feeling was the same. When we went to New York, I can very, very clearly recall the bus pulling through the tunnel and the first view we had of that city skyline, man. And it was a lot to take in for somebody that had never left the South. You think about going to Birmingham and, you have 4 really tall buildings. You go to Montgomery and you've got maybe 6 or 7. And you're like, holy shit, this is a big city. You go to Atlanta and then you've got, whoa, back then, when, as a kid or prior to that, Atlanta wasn't nearly as big as it was now, but it's pretty substantial size city. But going to New York City, man, was just. I remember seeing that skyline and being like, "Holy fuck, this is a serious ass place, dude." Going to Tokyo, monster. That is bigger than New York. I think it's like 30 million people. It is insanely big, and at night the lights that light up are just everywhere. It's crazy seeing all of that. So yeah, Tokyo is a really cool place. I remember going through a shopping mall one night when I was over there, coming out the other side of the building, and just the rush, the energy, the lights. It's almost like New York City times 10 with Vegas lights times 10. Just crazy shit everywhere. But really cool, man. I would absolutely love to go back. You know, it would just be you and I. There's nobody else that would ever make that trip.
Maybe LD, but
Man, yeah, right.
probably not. Out of everybody else, though, he would be the only one that I think would have the best chance out of all of them. I'm not saying he would go, but he would. He probably wouldn't, but he'd be the most likely to, if like fucking that happened. But I doubt he would.
I don't know. I think the truck driver would.
Oh yeah. You know what? I didn't think about that. Maybe yeah, probably right on that.
He'd probably be the most likely to go, and then I don't know. Mustard maybe could talk him into it.
Yeah, you're actually right about that.
Truck driver though, for sure. I think he would do it. LD, that'd be cool if he would. I don't know, but I think you're right, man. Tokyo's a cool trip. It's a like I said, it was a long ass flight. Probably need to go to like LA for a day and chill over there, and then take the next day flight. Because coming back to the South, man, dude, that was a nightmare. I think it's like 23 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, baby, that's a long.
That included some transfers and missed flights too. So I don't want to say it was just strictly pure flying the whole time. There was definitely some other bullshit involved, but it was not very fun.
Shit, I bet not, man. That's a long commute.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Bullshit.
I mean, those geishas are pretty hot, y'all. I like to get in where I fit in over there in Japan with a thicker.
Yeah. I don't know. Geisha. What is it? That's where they have all that crazy makeup and they put on the silk. It's like a silk robe or something,
Yeah,
right?
the kimono, right?
Kimono. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, y'all. I mean, they're pretty hot, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That would. I know there's like a big tradition with that whole thing. I don't really know about, but definitely, they used to have a fucking like really popular. Remember Sakura downtown?
Yeah, I do.
So you had Sakura and then fucking half shells that were kind of right by each other, and every time they would walk down there when that part of the downtown was popping off, it was always walking by Sakura and those big ass windows, people eating sushi, and you could sitting there eating right by the window, and you had half shells, like right there next to it, kind of down a little bit, but still like separated by a plaza. But that was the next one there. They were both on each side, and then like half shells just had like fucking like frat boys and people getting crunk in there. And at the bar with neon lighting. And weird thing was like we never went in that place. I don't know why, but I remember those visuals, man. Fucking people getting crunk as fuck and drunk, man, girls. And then Sakura, you had like the fucking yuppies in there eating sushi, and with no shoes on at those little ass tables. So man, it's changed a lot down there. So it kind of sucks, man, because that was kind of a cool time. A lot of different places down there to go, man. But now there's just really nothing down there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that speaks to what people want. And I think a lot of people, especially, it's frustrating, but I call a lot of the southern folks, especially in our area, man, they're the Gulf Shores and Gatlinburg people. If they don't go to Gulf Shores every year, they go to Gatlinburg, which is like a different world to them. And so I don't think a lot of the cool restaurants, like something that's a little out of the ordinary, sushi or Japanese, Indian, maybe Indian because there's a couple that have lasted quite some time. But you know what I'm saying? They like to, you know, that's why fast food's popular. It kind of appeals to the lowest common denominator. So I think, man, people need to travel more and experience it more. And I think, you know, that would help open up their palate and their eyes about different places around the world.
Yeah, I think some of it is the internet fucked shit up. I mean, because like back then, the internet wasn't such a big thing, and social media and everything, and you had midnight sushi at Sakura was the big deal. So that's why we would see them in the fucking windows when we went out because we didn't go out till like 11. And then half shells. That's just where all the fucking like college people went, and that was definitely a college bar. And then beside that was the break where we went to play pool. That's not there anymore. So yeah, man, it's a lot of places that weren't there that were cool at one time, but with you know, different generations, man, the cycle kind of it just goes out, and you never know, man. Maybe 20 years from now, you know, it'll be, you know, a whole different vibe down there, or you know, who knows. So yeah, man. Different
Or it could be because the last Japanese restaurant down there had a outbreak of bacteria and gave everybody the shits in a 3-mile radius.
Did it really?
No, there was one a couple of years ago, but it was like a Chinese buffet.
Oh, shit, man. It's been a long time since I've been to a fucking Chinese buffet. I try to stay away from buffets, man. There was only one that was really good. It was Mr. Wang's in Homewood. That was pretty good, but it's a smaller one. Those really big ones, man, I'm not so sure about. I don't know. I don't feel like, for one thing, I don't feel like you can manage a big one when it comes down to health concerns so well, and I don't know if these people from fucking wherever they're from really give a shit, you know? It's a lot different in those Asian countries, man. So
yeah, I'm with you on that, man. It's different. There's a what's a good way to look at it? Buffets require. Didn't you say you watched a Vice thing on buffets one time, or no? I know I watched one recently.
So it was 1-star reviews.
That's right.
And that dude and his friend went to one, and yeah, it's pretty funny.
I saw one. It was the world's largest buffet. I want to say it was Southern Ohio, maybe Northern Kentucky. Dude, it looked badass, and they're open every day. But it's run by Amish people, and if you've ever gone through anything Amish or Mennonites, anything they do is pretty quality. You know, their furniture is amazing. They make those badass quilts and shit. If you're a fan of fine blankets, but the buffet looked really good too, man. So yeah, I can get down on a buffet, but it's got to be something pretty special. We can't be talking about cheap motel and Vegas buffet.
I mean, I'd take a baby to an Amish buffet. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely go to an Amish buffet. It sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds straight. We'll have to bust it out one day.
Sounds like something I could get with. Man. So, but yeah, I think the last buffet I went to might have been Mr. Wang's. I'm trying to remember. I think it was. So it's been a long time, man. I don't fuck with Golden Corral, man. That's fucking garbage. Nasty.
Don't do that shit.
Yeah, it's just gross, man. That is not good. But let's go ahead and get into the news, everyone. Maybe some video game news and some weird news for y'all. We always have weird news. Have you what's the next Star Wars movie you're supposed to watch?
Man, where was I at? I was doing the weird timeline. Fuck, I already forgot, man.
God damn it. We'll have to look that up for later on. Get you back on track. Well, There's a rare prototype Star Wars Boba Fett action figure from 1979 up for auction. This is by Ben Hooper. It looks like it's an extremely rare prototype 1979 Star Wars Boba Fett action figure described as the holy grail of collecting up for auction. Auction House Golden said the Kenner 1979 J-Slot version 2 rocket firing mailer prototype Boba Fett, one of only 30 ever produced, is the highest graded example of 3 known to still exist, and is the first up to be is the first to be up for auction. The toy was made as a prototype in 1979, but never made it to market due to the risk of injury to children from its firing rocket. A similar Boba Fett figure became the most expensive vintage toy in the world when it was auctioned for $525,000 in June. That figure was one of 70 prototypes made with an L-slot firing mechanism. The Boba Fett being offered from Golden is the first J-slot to ever make it to the auction, the auction house said. This item looked as Jesus Christ. This item is looked at as one of the most important in the hobby, said Ken Golden, founder and CEO of Golden. This is the first time a mailer J-slot V2 missile example has come up for auction, making this a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own this iconic piece of Star Wars franchise. The listing refers to the toy as a holy grail of Star Wars toys, comparable to the T-206 Honus Wagner and the 1952 Topps 311 Mickey Mantle in prestige and demand. And you gonna put a bid in on this, Jay Wiggy?
Whew, might be too rich for my blood.
Yeah, I wonder how much this bad bow is gonna go for. You think?
I think it's gonna creep up there pretty quick, man. That's Star Wars is one of those things that just appeals to everybody. Like we talked about before, that generation that really grew up with it is making serious money now. So they're willing to spend a lot more on this kind of shit.
Yeah, I wish I would have got down on some Star Wars shit back in the day. Damn it.
Yeah. We talked about buying shit at an auction or flea markets or thrift stores, having luck. You said you never really had any luck finding any, hidden treasures, have you?
Fuck no.
Nah, me either.
Yeah, no, man. I wish. That'd be cool. I had one of those old school G.I. Joe fucking action figures, like the really old ones, when I was small, but I don't know what happened to that shit. It ain't there no more. That would probably be worth something.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, fuck. I wish that I still had a couple of those. Those would probably catch something for real. But
G.I. Joe was good shit, man.
Yeah. And this is the old ones, man, where they were like the real big ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Before, the 80s shit. So, yeah, these are old. And, man, I wish I had like a couple of them. And I wish I'd have kept held on to. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. So that sucks. That's I don't know where they're at, but yeah, if I happen to have a couple of those, I bet they would do pretty well at auction. But we'll never know.
Yeah, I ain't got shit cool like that anymore. I wish I would have. I had a lot of the little G.I. Joes, but I don't even know what happened to them. My mom probably gave them all to the thrift store and donated them, and somebody else found them and made some money off of them.
Damn. Oh, well, in other news, Missouri Museum unveils the world's longest shoelace. This one's also by Ben Hooper.
Yeah.
And you can check it out on fucking YouTube. I think, or what is that? Is that YouTube? I don't know. Just Google it. You can probably see. A Missouri museum teamed up with the business located on a second floor to break a world record with a shoelace measuring 2,729 feet long, more than half a mile. The City Museum, which broke the record for the largest gathering of people with underwear on their heads earlier this year.
I knew it.
Said the shoelace record attempt came just days after officials learned they had lost the underwear record. to America's Got Talent. Is that what the fuck? Is that a talent? The museum, which is housed in the former annex of the International Shoe Company building, teamed up with the Shoelace Factory, a business located on the second floor that uses antique machinery to craft artisanal shoelaces. The 2,729 foot shoelace took about 24 hours to weave using the factory's antique machines. It was then fitted with custom-made aglets, and the shoelace was laid out across the historic Eads Bridge to officially be measured by a survey team. The museum's team had to prove the shoelace was created from woven threads and had to prove it was functional by using it to tie a shoe. Okay, so they used it to tie a shoe. What? Is there a big shoe out there?
Yeah, let's talk about that big ass shoe.
Yeah, I mean, is that big shoe, with this thing, or what are we talking about? Just a fucking shoelace, huh?
I want to know more about the people that actually put the fucking underwear on their head for a record.
That is interesting. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
That's a weird record.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, there's just about a record for everything these days that you can break via the Guinness World Record book or what, I don't know, whatever you call them, organization. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It said it got taken by America's Got Talent. So, did they do that on the show, I guess? There's a bunch of people with underwear on their head.
I'm with you. What the fuck talent is that?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure about all that either. That seems odd.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
They're just fucking trying anything these days.
Yeah, they really are. They're just making up a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, shit is fucking weird.
Just trying to make me mad.
I just don't understand, man. Do your kids play fucking Roblox?
Yeah, actually, my oldest does. She likes that shit.
You ever get down?
I've tried. I do not understand the appeal of Roblox whatsoever.
Oh, okay. I got some Roblox news out there for y'all. Roblox people. Sad news: Roblox has come for Beetlejuice. The juice is loose and trapped in a free-to-play hellish metaverse nightmare. This one's by Zag Zween. After 30 years, we're finally getting a sequel to 1988's creepy comedy Beetlejuice. Do we need one? I don't know. But because everyone involved waited so long to make Beetlejuice, we now have to watch Michael Keaton's ghost with the most get shoved into Roblox in another desperate attempt of Hollywood trying to get young people to watch movies. After numerous attempts and failures to make a Beetlejuice sequel in 2022, Warner Brothers announced its plan to make the one we're finally actually getting. Tim Burton is back to directing the follow-up alongside new and original cast members like Keaton and Winona Ryder. And one of these new actors, Jenny Ortega, was selected to share some depressing news. Beetlejuice is coming to Roblox. Announced today. The Beetlejuice Roblox experience is live now. Players can hop in and play a few mini games, unlock in-game content for their Roblox character, and explore a digital landscape inspired by the upcoming film. And yes, you can hang out with Beetlejuice, who looks like a demented knockoff minifig based on a kid's cartoon drawing of the famous character. But this is just what Roblox looks like to a lot of people, and they could be forced against their wills to learn more about this horrible game filled with shady people, scam artists, and probably some actual kids. For those who want to get nuts, they can line up at a fake box office in Roblox and buy real-world movie tickets via Fandango. And now the real reason for this odd marketing stunt is clear. To get people to buy tickets for the real movie. That's an interesting marketing tactic there, actually.
Yeah.
Quote, we are always looking to engage audiences and amplify our reach in new and exciting ways. This first-of-its-kind collaboration with Roblox and Fandango for Beetlejuice allows for just that. Cameron Curtis, VP of Marketing at Warner Brothers, said. As we continue to test commerce, offering an opportunity to purchase tickets within the movie-inspired immersive environment is a way to explore a new consumer category and further engage users who are looking to purchase different things, said Stephanie Latham, Roblox VP of Global Partnerships, in a comment that feels like it was spit out by a robot pretending to be a human, but failing. Anyway, the new Beetlejuice movie arrives in theaters on September 6th. You can visit this new Roblox experience now. Or instead, you can just read Roblox studio head Stefano Carrazza's comments suggesting their game helps kids living in the slums make money via content creation. Wow. What a world we live in, folks. Are you going to take the kids to see the new Beetlejuice?
No, I have zero plans. Did you like that original movie? I thought it was okay.
Fuck, it's been so long, dude. I know it was back then, dude. That movie was like crazy fucking popular.
And they had the cartoon. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I do remember the cartoon.
Yeah, cartoon was
So,
good shit.
yeah, but I don't remember. I'd have to watch the fucking movie again. It's been such a long time. I remember it was fucking freaky, kind of.
Yeah, definitely was a little fucking weird.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck, dude. It was very popular, and so you had all the kids doing the quotes and shit from movies like fucking kids do, and you know how that is, and that's like a big thing back when we were coming up, you know.
Yeah, those are memes.
Yeah, it really was, man. It really was. Man, have you ever seen like grown men do that shit? It's funny too. When I worked at Ashley Furniture, we had these two fucking dudes that would do that shit. It was kind of embarrassing, man. They would do that shit all the time. I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about because I'm not like a big movie guy, you know. So they like say like this one thing from fucking a movie, and the guy would like quote the fucking reply. It was weird, man.
It's even worse when they look at you after they make a quote and they're like waiting for your like response as if you know every fucking movie. And then you just stand and look at somebody and they're like, "Oh, come on, man. That was, Tombstone. You don't know that?"
Yeah, right.
Like, man, shut the fuck up. I didn't know that shit.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude. That shit's funny as hell. Them dudes, man, they had to watch a fucking fuck ton of movies. They're always doing that shit. I'm like, man, the fuck do you do? Just sit around and watch movies all the time? Jesus.
Yeah, that was the meme back in the day. God, don't even get us started. Remember spring break when everybody was doing the "I'm Rick James, bitch"?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so cringy.
That was terrible. It was funny for maybe a week after that show dropped, man, but then that just kept going on and on. And it's like, oh my God, please shut the fuck up.
People wear it out, man. It's like the Hawk Tua thing. It was funny for 5 minutes and then dumb. Dude, you can, and there are very few friends that I know that actually laugh at that. I think we all have weird but kind of parallel senses of humor. And I know a couple of people that laugh at outrageously stupid shit like the "I'm Rick James, bitch" back in the day. Probably Hawk Tua, and they'll probably still say it. I don't know. LD, if you're out there, is that kind of your humor?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. She was just in the right place at the right time. I'm really not sure how the fuck she went viral, man. I think this is something else in the cosmos that was just put on her timeline that was going to happen one way or the other.
I think it was funny because I actually had a buddy of mine who sent it to me, just about as quickly as it happened. And he was like, "Man, this thing is blowing up. That's pretty funny." And I looked at it and I was like, watched it a few times. I mean, she kind of had a good personality. She made it funny. But dude, once everybody started just doing it, it's not funny anymore. And dude, every humor is going to wear out anyways. Things we find funny now in 10 weeks, 2 weeks, a year aren't going to be as funny. So I think she rode the wave on that. And hey, good for her, man. I have no problem with that.
She's making her fucking rounds, though, man. She's on a bunch of podcasts now with some famous people. I think she's going to start doing stand-up. I don't know, man. So, hey, you know what, man? I'm not trying to fucking wish nobody bad. I mean, hell, she can make it. I mean, get your fucking money, you know. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Not gonna hate on somebody for trying to make $1, dude. If you strike while the iron is hot, And she hit something that apparently a lot of yokels think is the funniest thing in the world. Oh, she said hot too. So man, I mean, like I said, I have no, I ain't gonna hate on that kind of shit. But is that kind of my style of humor? Nah, dude. It's like I said, man. I can acknowledge funny and how it happened, but just I think people make it worse when they keep saying it. Like you would see it in unrelated shit. Like I was reading a thread about college football. Nick Saban, 6 months without Nick Saban. Oh, Miss Terry's probably giving him a hot two.
Oh God,
Dude, I
no.
mean, really? You think that shit's fucking funny? Really?
Yeah, that's jeez.
No.
Man, well, we'll see, man. I mean, maybe she can stretch out this 15, this 15 minutes of fame, dude. I mean, why not? That's kind of the world we live in now, and if she actually has any talent, she'll find out when she does stand up, because unless she has somebody writing for her, and that's a different deal.
Yeah, that's pretty unforgiving. They're not going to give you and your delivery is going to be that too, man. She can have that natural, off the cuff personality, and maybe if she has good wit, she can feed into that and be a really good stand up comic. Hey, man, I'm pulling for her. I'm not going to hate on anybody for riding it, dude. If it's me in that position, dude, I'm going to beat the hell out of it until the damn checks stop coming, right?
Yeah.
So, yep, I'm not gonna hate on that, but at the same time, dude, I mean, I'm not gonna. Uh, I'm gonna be realistic about it. I mean, we'll have to see because probably better than any of us. Stand up, dude, is not just something you just get into one day. That you got to develop that shit.
Yeah, that shit's hard. It's hard, and it's like I really don't see why anybody would want to do it. I mean, you know, um, it's lonely. It's like I don't know, man. Like you got to do drugs because of it's just once you go on stage and you do that shit and you do all right. I mean, say you get famous. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but a lot of it is you're performing at first and shit, and then it's a fucking grind. You got to pay your dues, and then even after you pay your dues, I've heard of comedians saying it's like famous comedians saying the same thing of I go and I fucking rock a show for, an arena or some shit, right? And it's fucking crazy. And then I go back to my hotel room. Like
Right.
it's, just me. It's like, well, how the fuck do you transition in from that, man? You got to be doing some kind of drugs, dude. And then there's all kind of bad shit that comes along with that, man. I mean, look at just any comedian. I mean,
Yeah, we'll get a ton of them.
yeah, a ton of them, man. Like Greg Giraldo, he's one of my favorites. It's kind of the thing with him. He wasn't really famous, but he was famous enough, man. I mean, he was a headliner for sure, and he was his thing was like the unknown comedian. Nobody knew him, but nah, you knew him, and he was fucking out there fucking doing it. I'd say he's famous enough. He would always kill on those fucking roasts that they did. So
God, that takes a special talent to roast
yeah.
somebody really good because you're insulting them, but it's got the delivery and the joke. It's almost indirectly funny. It can't just be, oh, he's a fucking cool, faggot, something like that.
yeah, it's definitely an art form. I mean, fucking that's old school shit. That's like Don Rickles was doing that shit in the fucking 50s and 60s and shit. He was like roast master and shit. He was doing that shit back then. And
Rickles funny as hell.
that fucker was funny as fuck, dude.
Dude, he's so quick.
Yeah, he was funny as fuck, man, and he was like a master at that shit. And you had like a Rodney Dangerfield who was just the king of the one-liners. Like he was different. It wasn't like he didn't really tell stories. He was just kind of like hit after hit after hit after hit, like kind of fast. And so everybody's got their own thing, man. But that's a brutal fucking thing to get into. So I think entertainment in general is brutal, dude. It's all fake. You know what I mean? That whole thing's a sham. That's why everybody that gets into fucking entertainment usually gets fucked up somehow or always goes through some kind of fuckery. And if they make it out on the other side, that's cool. But they still, man, they got to deal with something. They got to go through some fucking traumatic shit, And look at the ones who don't make it. I mean, fucking, there's countless actors and comedians and and people in Hollywood, right, that have fucking, succumbed to drug addiction or, whatever it is that fucking it killed them, mostly drugs. But they either was fucking like that before they got in, or the goddamn business made it like that. And now we're hearing all this shit about fucking the business and like what it really is. And it's always been like that. And there's always been these scumbags, but a lot of that shit's, really, really coming to light now. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people want to idealize life as a celebrity, and I'm not saying there's, maybe the good's worth the bad's worth the good. That's up to somebody's personality. But for me, the more I think about, oh, I would love that at some time in my life. I don't know as much, man. I think as I get older, I value that privacy, and I think a lot of celebrities probably enjoy riding that fame wave for quite some time. But then after it kind of wears out, man, I think that that's probably gonna be your end if you just can't handle it. And I think there's a lot of people that just can't handle that. I feel like I'd be one of them. I think it'd be a tough road to navigate.
well, I mean, make it look all glamorous and cool to be a celebrity. I mean, everybody wanted to be one probably when they were young, but it's like, if you really look at it, man, that would suck.
Yeah.
If you get famous, you can't go out and do anything. You always got people hitting you up for money and shit and opportunities. They always trying to get something from you, kind of deal. It's like you can't go out anywhere and be a regular person. Yeah, that would suck, man. So I don't know. Probably the only cool thing would be like maybe if you love acting or whatever it is that's in that genre that you have a true love for, or whatever it would be your only, time that you get to gotta. The only good thing about it, but then everything that comes with it, man. Yeah, that seems like torture.
Yeah, you got to navigate that, man. That's a tough. I think Joe Rogan does it very well. I think Joe Rogan's also just an extremely talented individual. He's a great, great, great interviewer. He truly knows martial arts, so he's a wonderful commentator for UFC. But he's also just an inquisitive guy who's also seemingly very friendly. I actually have, know somebody that was actually on his show, and
Fear
man,
Factor or the podcast?
the podcast.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, one of the UFC guys that worked out with and stuff before, local guy. So I don't want to drop names and stuff, but yeah, I mean, and by all accounts, from what I've heard after his appearance, man, I mean, he it says he's really nice, and I think he's just a friendly guy that's genuinely inquisitive, man. It's funny because what's his podcast? So they valued it like 100 million, something crazy like that. And dude, it is the everybody, he just has that everyman mentality still, because he'll mention, somebody will say, oh, I bought a $300 cigar and $1,000 watch. He's like, oh my God, that's like so much to spend on a cigar. Dude, that's nothing for you. But he's still, I think he just doesn't adopt that. I think he's aware of who he is and how famous he is, but I don't think he adopts that celebrity mannerism that a lot of, famous people do, if that makes sense.
No, he's definitely got an everyman quality.
Yeah.
I think that makes him.
He keeps it real.
He's just, he's a good. I think he's just a good dude. And man, he's been around fucking forever, dude. He was on news radio, and
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, dude, he's been around since the fucking early '90s, maybe earlier than that. So he's put in his fucking dues. I mean, I think he was like a part of that whole Boston class came out with like Bill Burr and Patrice O'Neill and like Colin Quinn, those guys. But yeah, dude, he's one of the few that are, I don't know, just have that longevity, man. He's done so much shit, man. Like Fear Factor, that was one of his things, big things too, and he never really fell off, dude. Now he's doing the podcast and the UFC, which he's done that forever, and yeah, man. So
Yeah,
Good for him. Good for him.
I agree, man. Yeah, I think that's it, man. He's adapted to the changing world. He, like you said, news radio, commentator, martial artist, uh, a consultant, if you will, or a guest head for representing the UFC on TV. People would call him, and he would be on ESPN debating those guys. So I think I think that's a lot of it, man. You can't rest on your laurels, if you will. You've got to adopt and adapt new material. You got to adapt to new culture, new technologies. He's done a really good job at that. And dude, it's also, man, just one of those guys that's just extremely talented. So, got the whole package, and he got the right niche to make that package worth a package.
Oh, hell yeah. Joe Rogan. I haven't I need to get on his shit again, man, and see what who's been on there, man. The thing about him, man, his fucking podcasts are like 3 and 4 hours. So if you listen to one of those, you kind of got to get invested in it. So
Yeah, they are. They're a long time, and he's there's some really good ones, man. I've actually listened to a couple of them several times. There's one with Bob Lazar, the alien, the
oh
UFO.
yeah,
Dude,
you remember the one where he's talking to that fucking mushroom guy, and he was like, God, man, there's a clip of it on the fucking internet, but
yeah,
it's like he can't talk about some like certain mushroom or something, or he's like gonna get his life's in danger, and like he was like Joe tried to like kind of prod him a little bit more, and like he just didn't say anything.
he
And
just
Joe was
froze.
like, yeah, Joe was like, okay, he's giving me a look. I'm gonna go ahead and move on.
Yeah, the guy's like, "Thank you."
Yeah, yeah, like damn, dude, that's fucking crazy shit. He's definitely got some interesting fucking people on there. So
He gets some paranoid motherfuckers who've been eating mushrooms too damn long.
yeah, dude, I was looking at kind of like some Reddit threads about that. Like, what the fuck could it be? And there was going into all kind of crazy shit. Like it was something to do with the mob and like all this kind of shit. And I'm like, damn, man, it's crazy.
Really? I'm gonna have to go on Reddit afterwards because that always piqued my interest, but I never thought to actually go to Reddit to see what they were talking about. I just thought it was a nutty guy that probably hustled mushrooms. And I thought maybe he was trying to just have his moment where he's like, "Oh yeah, this is serious." But
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of black money in mushrooms.
you never know, man. The mob's got their fucking hand in everything. You never know about what the fuck some kind of fucking way to make money, man. They're in it. They've
Yeah.
thought of it, or they're trying to do it, or they're doing it, you know. So, hell, you never fucking know. So, definitely some fucking interesting fucking shit there, my friend. I got to do one more here, and then what we'll do is take a short break, and then on the other side, we got a vintage game review. But man, this shit going on, Mr. Beast. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. Haven't been keeping up the past couple of days or so, but what's the latest developments?
So, Mr. Beast, and this one's by Zach Zween. Everybody's heard about the controversy about his friend being a chomo, I think. Mr. Beast's Nice Guy Empire starting to show cracks after recent controversies. Mr. Beast, one of the most popular content creators in the world, seen by many as a family-friendly, mostly good dude who does a lot of charity work. But recent controversies, including one of his use of slurs in the past, have put a dark cloud over the famous YouTuber's massive empire. Jimmy Donaldson, better known as online as Mr. Beast, has become one of the most famous online personalities, thanks in large part to his massively popular videos, which often feature large sums of money being given away for charity as a prize in a large competition. A YouTuber is also known for being politically neutral and family friendly, often avoiding swearing and violence in his content. This has helped him rack up over 300 million subscribers on YouTube, sell a ton of candy bars and merch, and led him to reportedly getting paid $100 million to host and develop a reality game show for Amazon. But his Nice Guy Empire seems to be facing some pushback. On July 24th, a 2017 clip of a then 18 to 19-year-old Mr. Beast resurfaced online. In the clip posted by YouTube influencer Rosanna Pacino, Mr. Beast jokes about buying black people and, quote, N-words, end quote, for $300. Later in the video clip, Mr. Beast says a homophobic slur and jokingly asks his chat to stop posting the, quote, N-word. At one point. Someone suggests they are selling black people for $69, to which Mr. Beast replies with a smile and a laugh, "That's a steep price," quote, end quote. In a separate clip, reportedly from 2017, Mr. Beast and others are talking on a podcast and joking about having sex with a 14-year-old rapper named Bad Barbie. Quote, "When Jimmy was a teenager, he acted like many kids and used inappropriate language while trying to be funny," end quote. A Mr. Beast spokesperson told the Associated Press, "Over the years, he has repeatedly apologized and has learned that increasing influence comes with increased responsibility to be more aware and more sensitive to the power of language. After making some bad jokes and other mistakes when he was younger, as an adult, he is focused on engaging with the Mr. Beast community to work together on making a positive impact around the world." Kotaku contacted Mr. Beast for a comment, but didn't hear back. Yeah, man, he's weird. I always had a weird feeling about him, man. He looks weird to me. He just looks weird. I don't know.
He looks
what
like somebody you can't fucking trust.
He looks like a fucking chomo, man. He's weird, man. He's weird. And then his friend Chris Tyson looks like he's got some shit going on with kids or something. That's fucking just deplorable. And they got away from him or whatever, but it's just it looks like she's got shit going on, man. So if you do wrong, you're gonna get wrong, man. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens with this dude. But I always thought he was kind of a weird looking motherfucker.
Yeah, I think he's a weird looking dude. I do think that there's a lesson to be learned in that this day and age, anything you say is going to haunt you at some point if it's regrettable. I'm not saying to temper your speech for anybody, but if you're going to say shit that a lot of people don't like, aren't fans of, whatever it may be, it's going to be there. Somebody will dig up shit on you. And if you don't know or don't think they can dig up shit on you, run for political office and you will see. They will absolutely do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shall. They will. So,
yeah.
Jimmy, oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy Donaldson.
Oh, Jimmy.
Bitch.
What you gonna do now, Jimmy? All right, well, let's go ahead and take a quick break here, folks, and we will be back. Get your drinks, maybe take a bathroom break. I don't know if you eat popcorn or not, but maybe get some popcorn. And we'll be back here in 2 shakes, baby. All right. Back from the break, folks, and we're going to get into a vintage game review tonight. But before I do, Jay Wiggy, I know we talk about NCAA 2025, and have you been playing any other games?
You know what? I've been on a Fortnite kick still. I really enjoy the game. I am probably, 8 years too late to the party? Wasn't it more popular like 6, 7 years ago? Some bullshit like that.
Shit if I know.
Dude, it's still fun. I really enjoy it. I've gotten pretty decent at it. I'm kind of wearing off, though. The news worn off a bit. I haven't been playing as much, but Fortnite's been at top of the list. NCAA 25. Haven't delved too much into others, which I need to actually do because I got that pass, the game pass, to play a bunch of different games. But no, not really, man. Once I like something, I tend to be a creature of habit, stick with it for a minute. Building my Wyoming dynasty on NCAA 25. I have not played online yet, though. Have you tried that? Played somebody head to head?
No, I haven't. I figured I'd just get my ass whipped.
Yeah. I see guys already talking shit online in a group I'm in for NCAA 25. That's cringy too, man. Listen, if you're a gamer, that's your thing, man, more power to you. But if you go on purposely, like these guys are like, man, nobody wants to fuck with me on NCAA 25, man. Lay down some real money. I ain't even playing. I'm playing on Heisman mode. Dude, shut the fuck up. Get a life.
Yeah, man, fuck that shit.
Have you crept on any other games since we both got our new Xboxes, about a month ago?
Just a little bit of Watch Dogs. I need to get back into that, but
I did download that, the Watchdog Legion.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's pretty fun, man. I'm kind of figuring it out still. I did get to play a little bit of that. Got into it. I like it. It's unique for sure, but I haven't really gone back. I need to go back to that because I was enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a cool game. So I need to look at some more stuff, but I just ain't trying. I haven't done it. So, yeah. So we got a classic tonight, and that one is. We might have done a review of this game on an way earlier podcast, but if I did, it was one of the ones that was a solo podcast, just video game podcast. When I had a separate, when I was doing twice a week, but if so, who cares? Tonight's selection is Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh man, this is definitely old school. Kid Icarus is a platform video game developed and published by Nintendo for the Family Computer Disk System in Japan and the Nintendo Entertainment System in Europe and North America. It was released in Japan in December 1986, in Europe, February 1987, and North America in July. The plot of Kid Icarus revolves around protagonist Pit's quest for 3 sacred treasures, which he must equip to rescue the Greek-inspired fantasy world Angel Land and its ruler, the goddess Palutena. The player controls Pit through platform areas while fighting monsters and collecting items. The objective is to reach the end of the levels and find and defeat boss monsters that guard the 3 treasures. The game was developed by Nintendo's Research and Development 1 division with assistance with an external company, later identified to be Toes, which helped with testing. It was designed by Toru Asawa and Yoshiro Sakamoto, directed by Satoru Okada, and produced by Gunpei Yokoi. Kid Icarus had a mixed critical reception, but became a cult classic. Viewers praised its music and mixture of gameplay elements from different genres, but criticized its graphics and high difficulty level. It is included in several lists of the best games compiled by IGN and Nintendo Power. And it was later re-released for the Game Boy Advance in Japan in 2004. It was released on Wii's Virtual Console in 2007 and the Wii's U Virtual Console in 2013. A 3D Classics remake was released in Japan in 2011 and in North America, Europe, and Australia in 2012. In 2016, Kid Icarus was included on the North American and PAL regional releases of the NES Classic Edition. It was released on Nintendo Switch Online in 2019. A sequel, Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters, was released for the Game Boy in 1991. The third entry, Kid Icarus Uprising, was released for the 3DS Nintendo in March 2012 after Pit's inclusion as a playable character in the 2008 game Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Kid Icarus. So this is a side scroller. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Super Mario and Zelda combined into one. And so it's a side scroller, but it's also like you go vertical too. The player controls protagonist Pit through 2-dimension levels which contain monsters, obstacles, and items. Pit's primary weapon is a bow with an unlimited supply of arrows that can be upgraded with 3 collectible power items. The guard crystal shields Pit's from enemies, and the flaming arrows hit multiple targets. The holy bow increases the range of arrows. Holy bow, rather. These upgrades will work only if Pit's health is high enough. The game keeps track of the player's score and increases Pit's health bar at the end of the level if enough points are collected. So throughout the stages, the player may enter doors to access 7 different types of chambers. Stores and black markets offer items in exchange for hearts, which are left behind by defeated monsters. Treasure chambers contain items. Empty nests give the player an opportunity to earn extra hearts. And hot springs restore Pit's health. In the God's Chamber, the strength of Pit's bow and arrow may be increased depending on several factors, such as the number of enemies defeated, the amount of damage taken in battle as well. In the Training Chamber, Pit will be awarded with one of 3 power items if he passes a test of endurance. You got 3 stages in this game: Underworld, Overworld, and the Sky World. Each stage encompasses 3 unidirectional area levels and a fortress. Unidirectional. So yeah, man, this is a pretty cool game. You got a lot of shit in it for a fucking NES game. So they did pretty well with that. For each of the bosses destroyed, Pit receives one of 3 sacred treasures that are needed to access the 4th and final stage, the Sky Temple. This last portion abandons the platforming elements of the previous levels and resembles a scrolling shooter. Yeah, boy. So, I know this is a pretty popular game back in the day, man. I definitely remember playing it. And then I did a replay for this review. Did you ever play this game?
Yeah, I actually did. Sorry, every time I try to tap off mute, it doesn't go for a second, so it leaves that awkward, lingering silence. I did play Kid Icarus, was a big fan. You nailed something I was actually going to say. You took the words out of my mouth. Reminds me a little bit of the original Mario Brothers, as well as Zelda. Really good call on that. And if you're going vertical as well as side to side, it's still a side scroller, right? I guess.
Well, technically, but yeah, unidirectional.
There you go. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. I remember we had it as a kid on the NES, man. I liked it. I thought it had good value to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun game, especially back in the day when you were a kid. I know it might be different now, which it was, but it was still fun, and it still brought back some memories. So you have your, back in the day factor there. And it's on the Switch Online, so you can go and get it. And I think it's worth it. I'll go 3 farts on this one, folks. That's definitely worth a play, or 5, and go check it out on the Nintendo Switch Online. You can get it there, or I guess you can get a port from on a computer somewhere, but that's probably easier just if you have a Switch and the online to get it there. So. Yeah, baby. Get your
Yeah.
play on. Man, looks like Mr. Enigma said, fuck this shit, I ain't coming back.
Man, he got work tomorrow. He heard us talking some bullshit earlier about the Olympics, and he said, he lied. He didn't want to hang out tonight.
Oh man. So it's what you got? You got a big week planned.
Not a big week. I guess back to school starting, so gonna have to do some schedule readjustment, probably up a little bit earlier, and getting the kids back to school, picking them up from school, that fun stuff. Man, it's hot as ass outside. Football starts this month, though. We are officially in football month. So that's, a fantastic thing. We got heading up there. We'll have to get some hangouts together, but more locally, or recently, or upcomingly. Not this week. Work's busy. I don't know. Nothing. I feel like I'm so busy that I don't have time to really do shit. I did get to go out a little bit last Thursday night after working out, doing some jujitsu with the boys for a second. Went to 41st Street. Have you and I been there before together or no?
41st Street Pub.
Yeah,
I've been there. I don't know if we've both been there at the same time.
maybe not. It feels like we have, man. That place was pretty cool. I've been there a couple of times. It's been a minute, but wanted to grab a bite to eat right after and grabbed a bite to eat. They also have what I love, a cheap ass beer. You just give them $3, they'll give you a cheap ass draft beer. This time it was PBR.
How's the food over there?
Pretty good bar food, pretty good pub food. Have no complaints. I'm not going to tell you it's the best thing I've ever eaten in my life, but dude, when you're hungry and you're drinking a cold beer and you want some chicken fingers and fries, it was pretty solid. I will say it was better than the Upper Deck back in the day. They hard ass chicken fingers they had.
That's funny. Oh man, that's good, man. It's been a while since I've been to the 41st Street Pub. It's a cool place, but
Yeah, I'd totally go back. It's a cool vibe in there. Anywhere that has food that late is always pretty straight with me. And, I like that area down there, man. They're definitely cool. We sat out in still pretty muggy that night, but we sat outside on their little patio. Had some show going on at Avondale, so it was busy, but pretty fun to people watch, have a bite to eat at the pub, and a cheap-ass PBR.
ugh, PBR. Shit nasty.
Yeah, well, it's not my favorite beer. I mean, it's pretty light, but $3. I thought it was fun that you get a cheap ass mystery beer.
Mystery beer.
Yeah, just whatever the cheap ass beer that they rotate on tap. But guess it was PBR that night, so it hit the spot, but wouldn't have been my first choice. But hey, $3.
That ain't bad.
No, good stuff. What you got going on this week? Pretty busy traveling, going to Tokyo.
I wish I was going to Tokyo, man. But no, just fucking regular shit. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going. Like, we do our schedules so far in advance. So I'm tired of this fucking job, man. I might be looking for something else. So we'll see.
Hey, I don't blame you. It's something else is out there and better for you. Go for it.
I just wish there was something like, I don't know, man. I'm like kind of at a crossroads of like what to do because I love my gig, man. But it's just like now, man, I've done so much that I don't know. I'm not sure where to go. They're like, this is like, there's a couple of things I was thinking. I did some corporate podcasting for this program, but when the master trainer left, that kind of just didn't go anywhere. And my vision of what I wanted to do in the first place versus what they did with it was way different while it was happening.
Right.
But it is what it is, and I feel like I've maxed myself out at this particular program, but I'm not sure what else I would go to do that would be better, though. I'm not sure what where I'd go or what I'd do. I was really just like, I'm not sure. So, it is what it is.
Man, you and me both. I don't know what I would do at this point in my life. Let's go be court reporters.
I think you have to have a journalism degree, right?
I think you have to learn to use that weird typewriter.
Oh, you mean I know what you're talking about. There's a name for it. I can't remember though.
Stenographer.
Stenographer. That's
There
it.
we go. Hey, listen, I'm not as dumb as I sound. Stenographer. Yeah, you've seen that little typewriter thing they use?
Yeah.
Dude,
That
that's
might
some.
be cool.
Yeah, I knew a friend of a friend has she did it, and man, she mentioned something, or she always carried that thing with her. It's apparently it's extremely expensive, which I could imagine.
Huh.
Pretty unique little thing, but dude, that shit looks so damn hard.
It seems like why wouldn't they just record the whole thing, and then I don't know. It seems like fucking weird. I don't know why they do it like that. Like, what you gotta have a little like typewriter with somebody typing on when you just record the whole fucking thing. And you know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
don't understand that, but okay.
I'm kind of with you. That makes no damn sense this day and age. Why we can't just record it, or and then it can be generated on paper later. We have that type of technology.
Yeah, right. That's weird. But maybe there's some reason I'm not thinking about they need to do that. I don't know, if they need to, if it's something where they have to like look right, like while they're in trial or whatever, and look like right back at the notes then at that time, or some shit. Maybe I don't. But it seems like even if it was recorded, you could still do that. So I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
maybe there's some hard copy that needs to be made at that time. That's electronics fail, batteries run out. Um, people talk over shit. If there's a shouting match between attorneys, maybe it sounds like shit. But I mean, I guess if she's writing shit and there's a shouting match, what's she writing? Like, dude, she's typing like a motherfucker if there's like accusations flying across the room.
Yeah,
I respect it though.
I mean, I guess they still have those people in there doing that, but
Yeah, they do. They do. Oh yeah, and you know what? I got a fucking jury duty notice again.
oh god,
Yeah.
I hope I never get one of those again. That sucked.
Yeah, you know what? I had jury duty earlier this year, and I got struck, so I did not have to do shit. Well, then I got another notice that they want me on standby, and they want it, let's see, for 2 weeks beginning Friday, August 30th. So that's kind of bullshit. So
Standby. What does that mean? You still got to go up there and all that?
no, it says you must call blah 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 after 4 p.m. on your time. For reporting instructions, you'll need your participant number to complete the task. You're summoned to be on call for jury service for approximately 2 weeks, beginning Friday, August 30th.
Man, you love being on call about shit.
Man, I've been on call for too much bullshit. So on call, they actually sent a helpful FAQ in the font of Comic Sans, which is very Birmingham, Alabama. On call means that you can be called to report to court at any time during the term of service. Typically, you'll be asked to check for reporting instructions on the Friday before each Monday of your jury service. However, this is not always the case. So yeah, it sounds like you've got to call in and they'll give you maybe a specific date. I need to tell my work about this because I got it last week, and just to give them a heads up. Yeah, that's jury duty stupid, man. I should have never registered to vote.
Man, that shit sucked last time I had to go to that. Man, that was fucking torturous. So, fuck, I hope they don't send me a damn notice at any point here soon.
It actually worked out for me earlier this year in January when I did it, because I was actually creeping on the job I'm with now. And the other job, dude, I just needed a break because they had moved me to a different position. It was terrible. I hated it. I was trying to get out. And so it actually bought me a couple of days just to go sit around, take some books and my, phone, charger, just chill and not do shit. I'm not saying it was exciting, but it was better than doing a job I absolutely got stuck in that I hated. So, I could take that on the chin. And then, as luck would have it, I actually got a call when I was down there from the new job, and they offered me a position. So it worked out. And I also got struck and didn't have to do anything. I remember getting struck, and then I just told I think the old job I was going to be there one more day. Made some bullshit up.
Hell yeah, my friend. Well, hopefully you won't have to fucking like go in and do one of those crazy murder trials or something and get sequestered.
No, I hope not. I know LD, I think, had to do that shit one time, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did. I believe so. He would know better than me. We need to get his ass to call in again one day.
Yeah, oh, LD. LDL. Man.
Yeah, that's.
Well, that'd be fucking. That would suck if you have to, like, the next OJ case or some shit.
Oh,
Um,
God. Don't want to do all that
that
shit.
would not be fun, but, you know, it is what it is. I think they pay you like $10 a day or some bullshit.
It was 25 for the 2 days I was down there, and it says on this notice if you are accepted on the jury duty, then you will get $50 a day. So
$50, man. Big money. Big money.
$50 to be on jury duty.
Big money, no whammies.
And stop.
Oh. Well. We got another week coming up, folks. Man, what's for? I know you probably already had dinner tonight. So what was for dinner tonight?
I had salmon tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, good baked salmon, really good. And my sides tonight was just 2 pieces of Dave's Killer Bread toasted because I was trying to hit my macros for the week.
Do you do a medium rare salmon, or you cook it all the way through?
It's probably about a medium, I think. The better half cooked that one, but it was really good, man. That was a huge ass salmon piece. Yeah, I can't remember where she got that, but man, it was actually one of the better ones we've had. Like, it actually tasted like a good restaurant salmon. So she did a good job on that, man.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, my friend.
We should bust out a huge salmon plate for a football party one day.
I'd eat it.
Yeah, I'd get down for sure, man. It just seems like something that'd be flaking everywhere and be smelling up the house like salmon.
Oh man, yeah, I'd be stinking up the joint. But hell, man, if you got some good, like, I don't know what kind of dip you would have for salmon though. I mean, like a ranch, or I don't know.
I made some salmon bites before that were extremely good. Made them in the air fryer, and I toasted them a little bit. I cannot remember what I put on the outside. I don't think it was flour. Maybe it was like panko breadcrumbs and maybe a little egg wash, something like that. But it was really, really good. I need to go back and check because I had a little recipe, man, and it was really straight. Air fried salmon bites, awesome. Highly recommend.
I gotta get an air fryer, man. Shit.
Yeah, we just got a new one with the dual drawers on it, dude. It's badass.
Huh. The dual drawers.
Yeah, the old one we've had for about man, we busted it out regularly a couple of years ago, and we used it so much, man. It started just chipping and stuff like that. Like, there's paint inside, and after a while, you wash it, it starts flaking a little bit. We don't want to be eating that shit, but it served its purpose. Get you an air fryer; you will not regret it. You can cook anything in that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, I need to start doing wings or something. I'm looking for some new food to cook here, man. Some new recipes, but I always go to the store and get the same thing, man. Like fucking ground beef, a couple steaks, maybe some chicken breasts, beef bacon if it's there. And if I'm feeling hairy in my ass, then I'll get like some salmon or like cod, you know. But basically, it's the same shit, man. I don't know. I need to get some different stuff, but I stay away from pork. It's not that I don't eat it or wouldn't eat it. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm trying to stay away from it. It's not the cleanest of meats or animals, if you will. So,
oh man, get Big Mustard's charging on that.
Yeah. So I've been trying to stay away from it, even though I like pork bacon is really good, and pork carnitas is good, and there's a lot of good stuff. But I'm trying to not go that route, man. I eat primarily red meat, man. So
I do too, man. I'm exactly like you. I do not eat a lot of pork. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of, man, I can't think of anything pork related that I just absolutely love besides, yeah, bacon's really good. I mean, like a ham sandwich or something's okay, but dude, I mean, I just can't. I love ham around Thanksgiving. I guess I could say
honey
that.
baked ham's pretty good.
Whoo, yeah, man. I dig on a ham. Yeah, I dig on a ham. Yeah, I can do that all day, man. But it's not something I want during the week. It's very salty too. It's not my thing. I'm with you on that. Man, dude, our fridges probably look similar. My better half will always ask, what groceries do I want during the week because she picks them up, or we do the Walmart delivery, whatever the hell we're doing. And man, I usually get some good, clean burger meat, make some patties, or even I'll bust into like a little bowl with some eggs or some shit, chicken breast, salmon if they've got it. We kind of rotate through that. That's really it, man. I eat simple during the day. I like to try to hit the macros, eat clean. I'm probably the most boring fucking eater there is. This last week though, man, I got really cranky hungry, had to eat bad, man. I actually did a pizza night, had a pizza. Yeah,
now, let me ask you this. Where'd you get the pizza from?
From Marco's. Have you ever had a Marco's pizza?
Oh, Marco's is good.
Yeah, it was Marco's, man. It was good. I felt like I needed some of that shit. I needed a night just to dig in, dude. And then the next day, Saturday, dude, my daughter had cheer. So, dude, she had it I had to drop her off, wait 2 hours, go pick her back up. Then she had the next one that night where I had to drop her off, go pick her back. Dude, it was just a long night. Man, I had to stop by Taco Bell.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it was good shit though, man. I just had a quesadilla and 3 tacos, so nothing wild.
So the quesadilla was all right.
Quesadilla was straight, man. I liked it.
Hey, last time I had one, that shit wasn't no good. I don't know what was going on with that thing, but it was disappointing. So
yeah, it hit the spot, man. I hadn't had Taco Bell in a long ass time, so I didn't want to go home and cook, man. I knew I was gonna be in the car. Sometimes, man, you just got to get something you can chill and eat in the car and shit.
Oh, I hear you on that, man. You was fucking getting it on this weekend with the kids shit, so
I'm telling you, dude. Drives me crazy.
Hey, man, it's about living a rich, full life, dude. You're all right. You'll be good. You got it going on, man. So
I appreciate it.
You'll what do they say? Soak it up because it goes by so fast. How many times have you heard that? Or, oh God, they've gotten so big.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, man. Way too many, man. But you're right, dude. I love it. I think everybody, as long as you're happy most of the time, if you're happy more often than not, then you've probably got it made.
Yeah, man. So it's good, dude. Good. It's good.
Grass is always greener.
Oh man. So yeah, we got a fun-filled week coming up, all you guys. I hope you have a great week out there, man. I mean, shit, dude. These Mondays, these weekends, man, they come and go, and these Monday shows, they come and go, and man, sitting by watching time fly. You know what I'm saying? Man, we're gonna wind it on down tonight, man. I hope all you have had a great weekend. Just starting the week out here, man, it's going to be a good one. Put those positive vibes out there, folks, for all you out there. Jay Wiggy, you have any final thoughts, parting words, thoughts of whatever?
You know what? I like how you ended. I don't have a specific quote tonight, but we are very grateful, appreciative for everybody that tunes in, pops in the chat, loves to hang out with us, our Mr. Enigmas, our Light Brights, everybody. Man, we've really had a lot of people step in, holler at us lately. Always, if you want to holler at us, get on the show, let Grant Mills know. We always got room for your voice. I love coming on Monday nights, man. Grant Mills, you've done a great job here. We've got a lot coming up. Football season is our favorite season, as you guys know, so we'd love some guest pickers to hop on with us. And beyond that, hope you guys have a great week. And if you have any good ideas on how to get out of jury duty, that's legitimate. So call in next week, a Monday, 9:30 in the Dirty.
Yes, sir. Hit that fucking subscribe button, follow button. Check out the old episodes. Some funny shit there, folks. I hope all of you guys have a great week. 24 days until football, baby, counting it down. All of you guys have a great weekend. Be back here, 9:30 in the Dirty, folks. Everybody has a podcast. Have a great week.